Hello and welcome to the Coon Hunting University podcast. This is your host, Tyler Duncan, and like always, class is in session. Hey y'all, so Coon Hunting University is brought to you by Superior Light Company, best lights in the business. If you don't believe me, go check them out, nighthunters.com. Use coupon code CHU podcast at checkout and receive almost $20 off Hellcat Max. But that code is good for any Superior light on that website and the battery tester, which works with the Hellcat Max. So go over there and check them out.
Hello.
Hey, Michael, how's it going, buddy?
Man, I'm good. How are you, Tyler?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm glad you could join us on here in such a short notice. We want to get
Yes,
this.
sir.
Yeah, we want to get this out to everybody. We're probably going to release it tomorrow. I'm not going to hardly edit it, so we're pretty much going to be live. So, tell the people that listen to this a little bit about yourself before we get into the hunt.
From Jackson, Mississippi, or Brandon, Mississippi. I've been coon hunting my whole life. I started when I was 4 years old, and with my dad, he kind of got me into it. My dad basically just he quit when I was about 12, but he always had me a dog to hunt, kind of keep me out of trouble. And so I kind of grew up hunting with David Luckett and another older gentleman named Donald Foster, and started hunting in PKC in the late 80s, and just kind of got hooked on the competition side. I mean, I love both sides of it. I really enjoy the competition aspect of it.
Yes, sir, for sure. And just so the folks know, we're going to do another one with Michael, talking about his real, in depth about his coon hunt story. This is about the hunt that you're putting on, the $100,000 hunt. So tell us about how that $100,000 Fiddler Extravaganza come about. And how did the second one come about?
Well, it got pretty crazy today. But so anyway, I do a hunt over there on a place called Old Filter, and it's in the Mississippi Delta. And I do a pro classic over there every year, have a big time, but it's just a 16 dog hunt. And come over there and, somebody wins a lot of money, and we have a great time. And so Brendan Toney is actually the one that came up with the idea of the $100,000 hunt. He emailed that or texted me and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I said, "Man, I think that's awesome." He said, "Well, let's run it by Roger Dale and see what Roger Dale thinks." So we ran it by Roger Dale, and Roger Dale said he liked it, and he would like to do it. And so Roger Dale and I, at that point, Brendan kind of stepped back out of it. Roger Dale and I kind of went back and forth, and we came up with what we thought was the best hunt possible. And so we finally came to terms, and my pro classic's always February. And I just told him, I said, I'd rather take the dates of my pro classic and let's do this. So I have all my private land spots that I can hunt. Deer season's closed, and do it that way. So that was when we decided. That I went live on Facebook Friday and announced it. The entries went on sale this morning. Now, I thought the entries would sell out pretty quick, but I did not realize the magnitude of what this would be. I knew it was the biggest first place prize in PKC history. And so I was excited about it. Morning, I started getting texts and messages on Facebook and phone calls, and then I realized, hey, this might turn out to be something big, real big and crazy. So Roger Dale and I kind of touched base before I went, before they went on sale. We talked for a minute. Well, when they went on sale, obviously people were getting upset because they couldn't get through. There was literally people calling over 200 times and not getting through. And then when they would finally get through, it was sold out in just a few minutes. So less than 30 minutes, it was sold out. So Roger Dale called me and said, man, we kind of talked back and forth. I mean, both of us were kind of shocked. And he said, we've got 70. It was either 72 or 77 on the waiting list. And I said, well, here's the way I feel about it. I feel like I'm vested in this. I feel like my name's kind of the one that's out there at this point, and I don't want everybody upset. I want everybody to be able to, be a part of this history. I said, I've talked with Jesse Lively, And Jesse said he would help me. Jesse really is the reason that we're able to do this. I've got the hunt, but I don't have the guys. And so Jesse stepped up and said, hey, I'll help you if you want me to help you. So I told Roger Dale, I said, let's do 2 of them and put 128 dogs in the woods, and let's pay out $467,000 in a weekend. And so that's how it came about. So we opened it up for the people that were on the waiting list and just started going down the line and filled up the second one. And so now there's 128 dogs, and I think there's 31 still on the waiting list, to tell you the magnitude of this hunt.
Now, Michael, I talked to Mr. Eddie, our mutual friend, this morning, and he said he had talked to you about an hour after the entries went on sale, and he said how it was full, and he told you was going to have to do 2 of them. He said you told him you wasn't going to do 2 of them. Then an hour later, you got 2 of them, and then he said you might have to do 3 of them. He said, well, I ain't going to do 3 of them now, so are we going to be looking for a third one or what?
No, there ain't going to be a third one, but I did, the way that it, and I'm going to tell you, when Eddie called me, I told him, I said, I can't tell you what's going to happen, but I can tell you what ain't going to happen. That's we're not going to have 2 of them, because that's a lot of work. And I know I just added a lot of work to me and the people that helped me. And Eddie, because he's a great friend of mine, Eddie's going to be right there by me, and he's going to help me all that he can. And I've got, Landon's going to help me, and Becky's going to help me. And we're going to have plenty of help, Shane and Roger Dale. I just felt bad about these guys wanting to get in, and this is a historic hunt. This is a life-changing money. I mean, who would have ever thought we're hunting for $467,000 in one weekend for a coon hunt? This is crazy. And so the ladies at PKC, there's no better customer service or better people in an office than PKC. It's just not. And so I just felt like those girls were catching slack at nothing. This is not their fault. This is not Roger Dale's fault. It's nobody's fault. I'm getting some nasty texts and some nasty Facebook messages that are not kind. And, we could handle it. And with Jesse's help, we wouldn't have any problems. And I just felt like it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, this is Chance, by the way. I don't know if I hadn't said anything so far, but you're always going to get the credits to come out on Facebook. That's where they're going to thrive. Most of them got something to say, but they ain't even worried about trying to get an entry. But
right.
With the sad news of Mr. Jarvis passing away here recently, what do you think he would think about this going on in Mississippi?
I'm sad that he's not going to be able. I was looking forward to him being there and being able to experience this. All of this is a result of the vision that Mr. Jarvis had, and he was a special man. He was a friend to everybody, and he grew this thing. And he handed it off, and it's continued to grow. But he's always been involved. And between Mr. Jarvis and Miss Humphers, they've been just a staple in PKC since its inception. It's just been their names are just, they go hand in hand with PKC. And I know he would be proud of where we're at and where we've taken this thing. And, he gets the credit for where we are, because without Mr. Jarvis, none of us will be able to enjoy PKC the way that we do, because this was his vision and his dream that he put into action. He was a fine, fine man, and he'll be missed, by everybody. But he left a legacy for all of us to remember him by, for sure.
You are correct, Michael. And it really, it's something that it is happening in the state of Mississippi where it all started. I think that's awesome.
It is. I'm glad you brought that up. Mr. Jarvis, there up there in the northeast corner of the state, he started this thing in a little old bitty town in the middle of nowhere. And look where it's come to. And now for us to get to host this hunt in the Mississippi Delta, where it all began, is just that's special. And, for me, I know I'm the one that's kind of everybody's looking at and everything. But, without Roger Dale, we couldn't do this. Without Brendan Tony, we wouldn't have this idea. I really have very little other than just putting it together. It wasn't my idea. It wasn't, I didn't have a part in getting us where we are. I'm blessed in the fact that I get to be a part of history, and I'm thankful for that. But as far as the credit, we got to give it to Mr. Jarvis and Roger Dale and Brendan Tony and people like that come up with the ideas and then get there.
You're right. I mean, it's going to take a team effort to make this go on. And I firmly believe you can always count on Brandon to come up with an idea to get money out of people.
That's the car salesman coming out in it right there.
That's right. So what was it? 128 dogs now. So,
yes.
Where can people be looking at hotels to stay and be pretty close?
So there are some cabins in the area that are fairly close. That there's a place called Roy's Cabins that's about 20 miles from there. There's a state park that's about 25, 30 miles from there, just north of there. Leroy, oh my goodness, Leroy Percy, I think is the name of the state park. And then there's some cabins on what's called Eagle Lake. There's some cabins that are on Chotard, and it's Lake Chotard cabins. And then Vicksburg has got hotels, any kind of hotel you want to stay in. It's got casinos, and then Yazoo City has got hotels as well. And I'll post. I've got an event page that I'm connected to, and I'll post these places to hotels and stuff to help people, get rooms. And then I'll also the Calcutta whenever we get it started. And so now the Calcutta, if you want me to go into that and kind of explain how that's.
Yeah. I was just going to say first, now I've stayed at the fine Rolling Fork Inn, and I was going to recommend that people do not stay there.
You notice I did not mention it.
Yeah, do not. I'm telling you, do not stay at the Rolling Fork Inn, because I've stayed there before, and it's terrible.
It is bad. It's bad. I would not recommend staying there. I would recommend driving from Yazoo City or Vicksburg, or either staying. And I'm going to tell you now, some of these cabins, you know how they are. They're going to be older, but they're going to be clean.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be anything to write home about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a place to lay your head, but the Rolling Fork, that's barely a place to lay your head. But yeah, let's talk about the Calcutta. And, Chance is here with me. He's an integral part of, and Mr. Eddie and all the people that are involved in the youth program down here in Wiggins. It's really, really is awesome.
Well, I'm, that was the part that was really special to me, is that Calcutta. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm so thrilled to be a part of this hunt, but that Calcutta is something that's never been done to my knowledge. And the 20% that'll go to the youth has the potential to be a lot of money, because I really think this Calcutta is going to probably get about as wild as those phones were this morning. And I hope it does. But the way that it'll work, so now we've got two separate hunts. So about the last week of January, Christy Denny's going to be helping me. I want to say how much I appreciate her for what she's done. And Eddie will be helping me, and Shane, and the office staff there at PKC, Shanna and Brandy and Angie and all those girls. They're going to be helping us. I mean, we're going to call, and what we've got to do is we've got to get the handler. And so once we get the handler and the dogs, we're going to list all those. So you won't have 64. And the reason you won't is because some people are going to have earlies and lates. And so we may only have 40 or 45, maybe 50 dogs in each hunt, because it's two separate hunts. So what we're going to do is take those dogs and that handler, and we're going to list them, and we're going to try to show their pedigrees, and a few little details about, like Dustin. Dustin is the GOAT. I mean, he has set records in everything he's done. I mean, when it comes to PKC and winning, Dustin Weed, love him or hate him, he's the man right now. That's just the way that it is. And so if I bought Dustin and Z, for instance, and Z, hopefully nothing happens, but he gets hurt a week before the hunt, as the buyer, I'm going to get a call. So we're going to call them if the dog gets hurt. We're going to bid all these dogs off. The highest bidder's going to get a phone call. Okay, you bought this dog. Everybody's got to have their money paid by the Tuesday before the hunt starts. If they don't pay their money, there's no exceptions. If they don't pay their money, the next highest bidder on that dog and handler will get a call, and that's who will get it. So if a dog gets hurt or a female comes in heat, that same principle will take place. And so if that, we're going to call, just say I bought Dustin and Z got hurt. Don't call Michael and say, Michael, Z's got hurt. Dustin's going to be hunting Marv. do you still want Dustin and Marv, or do you want to back out? And I've got the option to either back out or say, no, I know Dustin's, one of the best there is. I want to hang with Dustin Weed and Marv. And so I'll have that option. But then if I don't want to, I can say, no, I'd rather not. I just want my money back. So we send the money back, and the next highest bidder will get that same option. And then it'll go down the list until somebody says, yeah, I'll take it. When the payout comes, it's going to come 80% to the buyers and 20% to the youth fund. What y'all do down there for that youth is, I don't think people actually realize the work that it takes and the things that y'all do for the kids. And that's kind of what's special to my heart. We did just a little something there at the state hunt, and I just told Eddie, I said, look, what do you think about us doing a Calcutta? And Eddie said, man, I think that would be amazing. I said, well, I want to give, 80% to the buyers and 20% to the youth. And, I know Eddie was wanting to get it to where y'all could raise enough money to pay the entries for the youth. And so I think we're going to have enough money to pay those entries and some.
Coon Hunting University is brought to you by Superior Light Company. Use coupon code CHU podcast at checkout at nighthunters.com. If you're in the market for a new light, do not overlook Superior. They make the best light in the business. The Hellcat Max Flat Dark Earth Edition is awesome. Comes standard with the new and improved high-intensity green laser. Comes standard with the newest design and dual walking light modules, offering the brightest walking lights currently available on the market, bar none. And it comes with your choice of red or true amber or double red color module technology. The Hellcat Max new module design reduces weight without sacrificing burn time or brightness, resulting in an overall weight of just 20 to 24 ounces, depending on your cap selection. The Hellcat Max offers the newest battery technology, which allows for 5 hours of continuous main beam burn time on the highest setting and over 10 hours of highest auxiliary light settings. All controls can be found on one easy 9-position click switch. And all Superior lights come with a 2-year warranty, are made right here in the USA. So check out Superior Lights. Use coupon code CHU podcast at checkout at nighthunters.com. Thank you to Mr. Jamie, Mr. Sam at Superior Lights for supporting Coon Hunting University podcast and making this podcast possible. So I ask all the listeners, if you could, please go over there and support Superior Lights. Use the exclusive discount code that is only available to Coon Hunting University podcast listeners, CHU Podcast. Superior, step up to the max. Now, back to the show.
Yeah, I think this is going to be, thank you again for coming up with this, and it's really going to help. No matter what it is, it's really going to help. And even if the part of the youth was taken out of it, it's an awesome concept because it gets people that's not going to be there involved with
That's
it.
Right.
It's more interactive than just, hey, there's a hunt going on. It's the biggest PKC hunt ever. But now people have an opportunity to have a vested interest in it rather than just pulling for buddies or something of that nature.
Yeah, and people gives another people to watch it live. I know you said Backwoods Heritage is going to be there doing some live recordings, right?
Yes, sir. Backwoods going to be there. They're going to cover it, all the way through. I got to talk to Ashley and figure out now that we got 2 hunts, how we're going to do that, but we're going to get it handled. And that was the thought of mine was the youth to 20%. I talked to Chris Freiberger as well. Chris has been awesome for the youth since he's been here coming in. And I wanted the fact that I'm blessed with a great partner. Without my partner, Jay Tidwell, I wouldn't be able to do and hunt in the hunts that I get to hunt in. And so I'm very blessed to have Jay as a partner. He and I have been partners now for about 13 years. And so a lot of these guys, like me, we couldn't afford to go all over to these hunts and stuff, but this Calcutta allows anybody to be a part of this thing. And I thought that was really, really special. And you're going to be more tuned in. You're going to be more apt to be involved if you have something vested in this. And so I just thought that was a cool concept and it would work really well. And then we could do something good by raising money for the youth to get something like that out of it too. And so that was kind of my thought process.
And kind of is your hope, Michael, maybe that we could do this if this works out, if this Calcutta works out, do you think this would be something of the future?
I hope so. I mean, this is a test run, and I know it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a little bit challenging. We're going to run the Calcutta for 3 days. It'll open on a Monday, and it'll close on a Thursday. Or it may open on a Tuesday and close on a Friday. I can't remember, but it's going to run for 3 days. And, yeah, I hope this is something for big hunts that we can, start to do. And if this hunt works out and Roger Dale will allow me to do it, and there's interest, I would love to make this an annual thing. And it could be an annual thing in the fact that it's a $100,000 hunt, and possibly we could even, it could be more than that at some point. I don't know. But, I mean, the Calcutta, if it's an annual thing, that could be a major fundraiser for the youth. And, and a fun thing that we can kind of jab at one another about by buying dogs and having a good time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's a huge, huge contribution. I applaud you for doing that. I really do. So what kind of hunting can the people expect that are going to be coming to this, the 128 dogs?
So the hunting in Crowville is just about the same as my hunt. It's big bottoms. You're going to cut loose. Unless the dog turns around and goes behind you, they'll cross the gravel road. But other than that, they may not even cross the road. I have places to hunt where you can literally go miles and never cross a road. I mean, it's just the timber is open enough that you can drive your Ranger to every tree through the woods. It's just big, huge open timber. It's Mississippi River bottoms. There's coons. I'm not hunting much right now, but Jay and David Luckett went the other night and in an hour and 40 minutes treed 9 coons. I mean, we got coons. It's just, in my opinion, it's the best hunting the South has to offer. You're going to have a few sloughs. You're going to have some rivers. You're going to have some lakes. For the most part, you're going to cut loose in big, huge open timber, and you can hunt as far and as long as you want to hunt.
Yeah, and I mean, it is awesome. What is the venue, and what can they expect from the venue and the food and everything?
Well, so I don't know yet on all that. I've got a caterer set up to do everything, and he has sent me a menu, but I've not 100% approved this menu and what we're going to do. We're going to come in there. It's going to be a sit-down dinner. The guys that have been to my pro hunt, I believe in doing everything to the best of my ability. When my name's on the line, I'm going to try to do it. When people walk away, I want them to say, buddy, that is the best experience in a hunt I've ever had. That is my goal for this hunt. There will be some extra things that we're doing that I'm not at liberty to talk about yet, that haven't even been announced yet. There's going to be, the food will be sit-down dinners both nights. We'll have breakfast for the guys when they come in. We'll have Saturday night will probably be a big steak dinner. We'll cook everybody ribeyes. It'll be done right. I'm not into sandwiches. I'm not into finger foods. I'm not into letting everybody come in and taking your money. I have a food allowance, a building allowance that Roger Dale and I have come up with, and it's a lot. But to tell you that I probably will spend every dime of that and some will probably be very accurate, because I will make sure that everybody gets something. There's little things that all 64 hunters are going to get that I'll order. Everybody get, Purina stepped up big for us. Everybody's going to get a sample feed bag, then the top 16 they're going to get a bag of dog food, a 50-pound bag. The final 4 is going to get a 50-pound bag. I mean, it's just going to be done right. But the food, basically everybody's going to get there. We're going to move it up a little bit, 4:30, 5 o'clock. We're going to get there. We're going to eat. We'll have a sit-down meal with 3 or 4 different things to eat, and a dessert with sweet tea, water, Cokes, Pepsi, whatever anybody likes. The drinks will be there, and then we'll draw out, and the guys will go to the woods. And the way the hunt's going to work, it's 2 separate hunts. On Friday night, 64 dogs in Hunt B, the second hunt, are going to Crowville. And then the early round and the late round will hunt in Crowville. Then Saturday night, everybody will come back to Rolling Fork, and all 32 dogs will hunt out of Rolling Fork. Hunt A and Hunt B will all hunt out of Rolling Fork. And, of course, we'll have the finals there out of Rolling Fork, too.
That's just, that is really awesome. It really is.
That's non-hunting judges for all casts, correct?
Absolutely. There's going to be non-hunting judges for the first round. So on Friday night, every cast will have a non-hunting judge. And, hey, these judges they're going to be hand-selected. We've got to come up with 20 judges. And what we've got to do, this is a lot of money. These judges will have to have integrity and character and have a well-known reputation in PKC to be able to do this. We're paying the judges very well. And so there'll be non-hunting judges on Friday night. And on Saturday night, you'll have a non-hunting judge and a backup judge out there on each semifinal round. And then you'll have on the finals Saturday night, you'll have a hunting judge. You'll have a non-hunting judge, a backup judge, and 3 panel members.
Okay. I think that's about all we got. Do you have anything that you'd like to add? I mean, I know this was rushed through, and we're going to do a big interview with you for sure. You know, when you get some time, I know you're real busy, and I do appreciate you coming on here. I just want to get this released tomorrow. And this is Wednesday.
Sir.
This is the day that they went on sale, December 15th. So, and by the time this releases, everybody, I'll be on a helicopter going to the 160 miles offshore. So I have to go leave for work tonight. But yeah, anything else you'd like to add? Anything we've missed? I mean, I know we kind of breezed through it, but
I think everything's covered. You know, if anybody needs anything, they got any questions, they can message me on Facebook. They need to, you know, if they can, go to the event page for the Old Filter Extravaganza. There's an event page. Please like that, follow that page. That's going to give us the updates. That's going to be where we list the Calcutta and everything. And again, I appreciate you getting me on here and you know, pushing this and allowing people to hear about this, because this is history. This is history, and I want to thank, you know, Mr. Jarvis and Miss Uppers for what they dreamed of and what they saw that others couldn't see, and that they worked their behinds off to make this happen. And, you know, coon hunting, we compete hard, but, you know, I'm blessed by this sport. I'm blessed by the friends that I've made that are lifelong friends by this, and I love to get to do. And so I want to thank God for allowing us to enjoy this freedom and this sport that we get to enjoy. And again, thank you for your time, and I appreciate Roger Dale and Brendan Tony for coming up with this great hunt.
yes, sir. And I appreciate every one of y'all, the whole team, just doing something that is this innovative with the online Calcutta. This is how we make coon hunt mainstream, buddy. Really is.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And like I said, I'll share. So for anybody that's listening to this, if you can find the Coon Hunting University Facebook page, I will share your event page onto the Coon Hunting University Facebook page. That way people make it a little bit easier for them to find, you know.
I appreciate it.
That way if people like that. But yeah, so if you're looking for that, go on there, and that's where the Calcutta will be held, correct?
Yes, sir. That's where we're going to do the Calcutta, and that's where I'm going to try to give continuous updates of where we're at, you know, what's going on, and you know, amounts and all that.
Yes, sir. Well, Chance, you have anything to add before we sign off?
No, not really. If you need any help, thank you for all you're doing. And if you need any help, any way we can help, just let us know. We'll do what we can.
Well, I appreciate that. And there again, thanks again, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It was good talking with you, Michael.
Yes, sir. Y'all take care.
All right, buddy. You too. Bye.
Bye.
All right, folks.
I really hope y'all enjoyed that interview as much as I did. If you like what you heard here, go on over to Facebook, give us a like at Coon Hunting U. Also, go to Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating and a review. It really helps us out. And remember, if you need a new hunting light, do not overlook Superior. They make an awesome light, best customer service in the business. Man, their walking light and double red is the brightest I've ever seen. Use coupon code CHU podcast at checkout at nighthunters.com. You can find the link in the description box below this. Coon Hunting University is a product of Audio Hound Productions. Until next time, y'all have a wonderful day.